everyone, and thanks for joining me on my podcast, Profit with a Plan. This is where you can get some great ideas to create your most profitable small business. Just so you know, financial planning isn't only for those that have a lot of money or run big companies. A workable financial plan is for us every day, small business owners and professionals that want to make good financial decisions that lead to bigger profits. So join me, Marcia, your certified financial planner and financial business strategist, each Tuesday for some smart ideas that can add more profits to your bottom line. I work with ambitious business owners who are working hard every day with very little to show for it. I help them maximize their cash flow fast, which increases their profits, so that they can grow a sustainable business that they can sell for much more later on. If this sounds familiar to you or anyone you know that might be curious, share my podcast and let's chat. You can always book a brief call with me to see how we can work together to increase your profits in the business. Get on my scheduler, calendly.com/Marcia-16. So let's get on with today's podcast. We are talking about building business credit. I've been away at a couple of conferences the past few weeks, and I've got some tremendous ideas, and I've bumped into a few people that had me asking about building their business credit. I thought this would be a great topic because everybody can use a few little tips to increase their credit score. So what is and why is it so important that we do increase our credit score? Well, it establishes your legitimate business status. Did you know that? People can find you if your credit score is active. And so I know this sounds really funny, but employers, contractors, banks, and lending companies, there's so many different groups that use credit scoring to verify whether that they have a good business or not. But it really truly legitimizes you as a business owner to have business credit. And it really helps you separate your personal side from your business. So in some of my other podcasts, I spoke about having a personal credit card and personal money that you have, and business credit card and business money that you have. The reason that you want to separate it is not just for your tax preparation and accounting easeability, but it also helps keep that line in the sand. So if you are a legitimate business and you do have business credit, and you could show that all of your finances on your business side are strictly business, and those on your personal side, you can protect your personal side a little bit more, even without having your corporate status protecting it, which that's a whole nother subject. We should have some sort of corporate status protecting our personal assets. But by drawing that line in the sand, you also protect your personal side if something were to happen in your business and you needed to go ahead and have some protections against that side. Now, that's not to say that when you apply for business assets that you don't give a personal guarantee to that bank or to that credit company or to that company that's going to sell you an item on terms. But I think that having that kind of ability and building it early is going to be a lot better for you. In talking about that as well, you're going to eventually want to borrow money to grow and scale your business. Everybody does it. I advise you to do it at some phase in your business because I believe that using other people's money is a lot more advantageous to your business, your cash flow, and your bottom line if you can do it smartly. But before you can borrow money to grow your business, you have to show that you've been a good credit risk along the way. So it's incredibly important for you to start building that credit now and do it in little ways. Just to make sure that when you are ready, you're going to show that you are a legitimate business and ready to go and deserve to borrow that money for the project that you want to do. And I think it always using other people's money always maximizes your cash flow and will allow you to use your assets to its best use. So your assets are you, obviously, your equipment, your office, your talent, your savings account. All of those are assets as well as business property that you own. But to keep that money in hand and borrow other people's money to achieve that, that's just really taking you're using your money wisely in certain manners, not on everything. But that's the idea here. But you need credit to do that, right? Okay. So what are some of the sources that you could use right now to build new, or more importantly, grow your credit score on your business side? You could probably even use some of this stuff on your personal side if you're, having a little struggles with your credit there. By the way, credit scoring. Poor credit could be as low as 400 or 500 in the credit scoring marks. Good credit, not even great credit. Good credit is 780 and above. So 850, I think, is the top credit, but you really need to be in the upper echelon to be able to get anything that you're looking to get. So building excellent credit, paying on time, that's just a gimme, and so on. But having this credit to build better credit is really important. So as a business owner, you may be a sole proprietor and not a taxed or not a corporate. So if you are a sole proprietor, I still encourage you to go out and get an employee tax identification number. That's called an EIN. They're free. It doesn't change your rules that you're doing. It just states to the government that, hey, I'm a business and I want to separate my Social Security out of my business. So I would definitely recommend that you go do that. It's very easy to do and it's free. And they'll give it to you almost immediately. Then I would suggest the second thing that you want to do is to go build a business banking account. And this is an account where the bank is going to run your credit and have a source of you having money coming in and money going out. So that way you're also not commingling your business money with your personal money. But it's a great start to have. And that in turn will build your business credit score. So it's a good point. Then I would suggest once you feel comfortable and you've got the opportunity, go get a business credit card. This is not the business debit card. This is an actual credit card in your business's name. And then I want you to use that credit card wisely. I want you to charge frequently on it and pay it off, some of it over time. And then if it's the small stuff, I want you to pay it off each month. But having this business credit card will establish more respect in the credit world for you when you're going looking for money. And sometimes in these business credits, they're going to want to see your business assets. So you're also going to want to prepare your financial statements, and we've spoken about that several times, but you're going to want to prepare your financial statements to show your profit and loss, to show your balances, how much liability you're carrying, how much income you have coming in. So that's another reason for us that I keep harping on you to understand your financial statements, because you'll need those going forward for many different reasons. But once you get a business credit card, again, I want you to use that and use it wisely. Another way that you could get some sources to build your credit is to use alternative sources. Say you've gone off and you've bought a service from somebody and you've paid for it over time. Ask them to write you a letter. Marcia's paid on time during this 12-month period, and she paid as written. ABC Company signed John Doe. And then you could collect those letters and use them to build your credit. Another alternative source may be something as simple as getting your electrical bill, your cell phone bill, your power bill that you have for the office space that you're utilizing. Any kind of, again, vendors that you're using on a regular basis, and hopefully you've scheduled to pay with them over time. So maybe you've done something and you've paid over 60 days. Or even if you paid on time regularly, get your vendors to write you a letter that you're a good vendee, a good contract with them, so that could be submitted into the credit bureaus and grow your credit score. There's another number you ought to get as well, and this is a Dun and Bradstreet numbers. Lenders will often pull Dun and Bradstreet reports to see how your payment history, did you pay? So if you're due on the 30th and you have a grace period of 15 days, did you pay on the 5th or did you pay on the 25th before the due date? And so this is also a good indicator for the lenders of whether you're cash flow positive and you're a good credit risk. So you can get a free Dun and Bradstreet number, which again legitimizes your business in the eyes of the creditors out there that you're going to want to get. So this is another tool. And consider paying early. When your bill is due on the 1st, don't pay it on the 5th, even though you have that grace period. Pay it on the 28th. Pay it on the 29th. My goodness, pay it on the 30th. But don't pay it on the 1st or pay it after the 1st. And then that will also improve your credit score. These are good. I hope you're finding these tips well. And I would say once you build up your business credit, I want you to use your credit and use it wisely. I want you to manage your cash flow by using your credit cards. So if you've got water being delivered, you've got marketing materials you're sending out, you've got staff events, you've got gas for your car, you've got lunches that you're attending. Use those credit cards for those items, but then again, watch the grace period for free interest, and pay them off before they're due. So again, using that, pay it on the 30th, not on the 1st. If they receive it before their grace period, you're not getting charged any interest. You're just using other people's money to run your business in a manner that it helps you document it and helps you build your credit. So, and then finally, the biggest thing that you can do to build your credit and build it better is to monitor your reports. All 3 credit bureaus will give you free access to your credit report at least once a year. If not quarterly or monthly, there's tons of services that will not affect your credit report that will do that kind of search for you. So in case something comes up, you can nip it in the bud quickly, and then you can scan that report for ways to improve. But I would highly suggest monitoring that report regularly. So here's another thing I'd like you to consider: how your personal credit will affect your business credit. Do the same thing. Monitor your personal credit. Do what you can using those tips we just talked about to grow your personal credit, because your personal credit will be attached to your business credit. And oftentimes, as you're building your business credit, they're going to want to see a personal guarantee. And so if you're a high risk on the personal side, they may not want to give you that business credit. But if you're a low risk on the personal side, they may give you that business credit to watch you build it. So it's a good thing to have. And I want you again to review your payment history. These are really important factors that will grow your credit, is your payment history. It's probably the strongest piece on there. The second strongest piece to your credit report is going to be your borrowing limits, or the limits that you've borrowed against. So if you have a $5,000 limit and you're always carrying, $3,000, $4,000, $4,500 against that credit card, your score will go down. But if you borrow on a $5,000 limit and you borrow $2,500 or $2,000, and you're always making payments on time, and you're bringing it down, and you're bringing it up, and you're bringing it down, and you're showing active use of credit, that is a great indicator for your credit score to go up. The challenge is since I want to say the past probably 5 or 10 years, credit card companies are controlling that limit. If you reach close to that limit, they may reduce it to that limit because they're getting nervous you're going to spend too much. If you're only making the minimum payments, they're going to reduce those limits. If you haven't charged in a while, they're going to reduce that limit, which can affect you on two ways. One, if you have a lot of money that you can borrow against and you're not using it very much, they may reduce it. Or the flip side, it may affect your score that you could run out and run up a big bill. So there's a nice balanced number of having the amount of credit against what you use to keep those scores improved. Also having multiple credit types and varying the types. Types, for example, are major credit cards, Visa, MasterCard, American Express. Store cards like Nordy, Macy's, maybe it's a Staples card or something like that, even your Starbucks card. You could have gas cards, every time you go fill up the tank, you use the business gas card, then you pay it off each month. Credit card loan, or not credit card loans, personal loans, business loans, student loans, loans that you've bought equipment on. So having those kind of loans, but you should have a mix of those to improve your credit score. And then really work hard to improve your personal side as well, and your business side will improve as well. Hope this is helping for you. I'm tweaking the mind here to grow your business credit. And if you're struggling with this at all, you can always reach out to me and we can work on a strategy that'll help you grow yours. So who are the credit bureaus out there, and how do you get your score up? So there are 3 primary credit bureaus. There's TransUnion, there's Experian, and there's Equifax. And so the scoring has been nicknamed FICO, and that came from Experian. I think it was Experian. Anyways, they've all bonded together and created a whole new company that not very many companies are looking at. But they're trying to look at your credit and report and be a risk factor for your credit. So why are there 3 bureaus? Well, because not everybody reports to each bureau. And scoring is done based on a time window that they've picked. So maybe TransUnion picks the last 6 months. Maybe Experian picks the last 8 months as a heavily weighted portion. And Equifax may pick the last year and a half as a heavily weighted portion. And they'll use those time horizons to affect your score in particular. And then not everybody reports to the same credit bureaus. So gas cards may only report to Experian, and mortgages may often report to TransUnion and Equifax, but not Experian. So there's a lot of variances in it. And depending on your person pulling the credit, they may only pull from one credit company and not all 3 of them. So you want to work with all 3 bureaus to make sure that everything is documented similarly. You can't vary the time when they're actually pulling the weight, meaning where they're putting more weight on the earlier time or the later time. Those times often vary. But you'll want to be able to make sure at least the data in each one of those credit bureaus are the same. And so speaking of who pulls your credit, did you know that everyone from your credit cards to your insurance company are using the scores to rate you? Your employers, again, your insurance companies, your lenders. So let's take a step back. Your employers are going to possibly pull your credit report to decide whether you're a good risk. Your vendors may be pulling your credit report to see if you're a good risk to give you a large project, right? Insurance companies will pull your credit risk to see if they're going to lower your premium. Lower credit scores will increase your premium. And that's strange. It has nothing to do with your driving ability or your risk in your fire insurance or your business insurance, but they look at that number. lenders, obviously. Government agencies check your credit report all the time as well. Landlords, so your landlord on your building or your office suite as well as home, they're checking your credit score. So if you want a good credit score and you want to get that prime office building and possibly even have that building rent at a lower square foot price, you better get your credit score up. Your utilities do the same thing, whether you need to have a deposit held or you want to lower your rate because you use a lot of power, they may lower your rate based on your credit score. And then, of course, the banks, your phone, cable, internet, all those companies often will use your credit score to tell you what programs you're open for. So interested, huh? I hope you found today's information helpful and you've got an idea or two that can help you build your business credit and therefore make you more profitable. Because if your fees are lower, then you're going to have more money running in your business. And then if you can use other people's money, you can use that as a leverage tool to grow more profits. Just one of several ideas I have that I work with my clients. So if you'd like to specifically know how you can increase your profits, I'd love to schedule some time with you and chat. I'll give you a complimentary session. Just get on my Calendly program and book us an appointment. And so also, I'd love to hear back some ideas and feedback. So hit me up on an email or a text or get on some of my social media and respond back and let me know you liked this podcast and that you've got ideas for other ones. You can always reach me on any of my social channels, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram at Bella Financial or Marcia Reiner, or on my website, bellafinancialgroup.com. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. You won't want to miss future podcasts. And please make sure that I'm not the best kept secret and that you share this podcast with your friends and other business owners you know. If you follow me, I'll give you my special report, 3 secrets hidden in your money right now that you can find to grow more money. So it's 3 secrets to hidden money right now. So if you sign up for my podcast and follow me, I'll email you that special report. So thanks for doing this. Catch Profit with a Plan on any of your favorite podcast players. We're looking forward to more great profitable information on next week's show. And until then, make your plans and profit with it.